we've been able to handle this. So we've been doing the best we can, and we're just hanging in there right now.
Yeah. So obviously, my prayers are with you guys. My condolences are with you, and I'm just hoping like this whole thing ends pretty soon. And if you guys need anything, I'm here. So just stay strong, and I'm sure that your father's proud of you and your grandmother's proud of you for what you're doing right now, and just and do it and honor them, whatever you do. So just honor them.
I really appreciate that, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So before we get to any, what did your father? What was your father like as a person, and what did he mean to you, and everything?
Oh, my father. It's funny. My dad, he was a very hardworking man. He worked for the state of New York for about 21 years. He is well loved in our community. He is well loved everywhere you go. He was well respected. Fun fact, my dad actually got me into sports. Actually, he was the one that got me really into sports, and he was soccer was his first love. That's why I watch soccer a lot. I'm a big soccer fan. I love Liverpool. If you ever see me talking about Liverpool, I watch Liverpool. That was the first thing we'd be bonded, and then football was the next thing. And he actually was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, actually. So yeah,
oh, wow.
In his room he would have a Mean Joe Green jersey, and and he would have, Terry Bradshaw and all the Steelers greats he would have. And he also was a Miami Heat basketball fan. He loved the Heat.
Wow.
He thought that the greatest player of all time was Kareem, because he grew up watching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So Kareem to him was his GOAT. And he will always say that, LeBron, he's not that good. He's soft. Because he has an old school mentality. So,
right.
And how I got to becoming a Giants fan was actually his fault, because he took me to a Giants game, and that's how I became a Giants fan. Otherwise, it was his fault, actually.
Right.
And how I became a Knicks fan was I was watching Knicks basketball, Patrick Ewing, like when they were playing the Pacers. So that's how I became a Knicks fan. And and he took me to my first ever Yankee game. It was I believe it was against the Oakland A's. It was the 99 season. He took me to my first ever Yankee game. And ironically, that was the year we happened to win the World Series. So very ironic. And it's been there ever since. So yeah, I mean, Dad was a great guy. He was awesome. I will miss him, but he's definitely going to be with me. He's a great man. He is well loved, well received. The amount of love that I've gotten, not only from you guys, but from Yankees Twitter, from Facebook, from all ESPN, the social media, ESPN, all the love that I've gotten is so humbling and so overwhelming. And I just want to take the time to say thank you, everyone who sent their condolences and really checked up on me and my family. And I'm really, truly am humbled and blessed. And I thank each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. I'm going to get through this. It's going to be hard, but I know that I have great people that care about me. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah. And also, if you don't mind, can you speak on your grandmother and how she was? What she like?
Oh, she was a soft-spoken lady. Never was really into sports, but I used to play sports a lot when I was a kid. She loved me very much. Barely can speak any English. Creole French was her first language. But she was always there. She was a gentle woman, but always caring. And she was there throughout everything for me, and for my mom especially. She was just a soft-spoken, nice lady. And her health has been declining over the years. And she once told me that, you know, if it was her time to go, it's her time to go. And as upsetting as it was, it got me to closure where she wanted this. She was very close in touch with God. She was a religious woman, a God-fearing woman, and she's not suffering, and neither is my dad. They're at peace. They're happier right now. So it gives me that little bit of closure that they're not suffering anymore.
Yeah. So I just so now we'll get to the sports, but I just really wanted to do this tribute for you, just for you and your family, just to get the background of your father and grandmother. And it's always good to do tributes, especially at this tough time for all of us. It's good to connect like this, and especially for you, you're going through a lot. So I just wanted to do that quick tribute for you, and because you're a good friend, and you always do a great job with your podcast and with your friend Sports Dudes. Just keep up the great work, and those shows, those shows will be for your grandmother and your father. So that keep up the great work. But,
I appreciate that.
So I think I heard you on. I think Julian recorded your ESPN call today on the Bart Hahn, right?
Yes.
So
I was on there.
Yeah. So you were talking about the Giants, your draft for tomorrow. So this is my first question to you. What do you expect? What do you expect you guys to do with the fourth pick?
What I expect is if we don't trade down, I have this suspicion that we're probably going to go tackle. Mm-hmm. And all indications are is that they'll probably go Tristan Wirfs. Now, I looked at Tristan Wirfs. I feel like he reminds me more of Brandon Sheriff, the guard from Washington. Not to say he's a bad player, but he's more of a guard. I don't think he's more of a tackle. He's more athletic than Jedrick Wills, which is what I personally prefer. I prefer the Giants to go after Jedrick Wills Jr., the tackle out of Alabama. And the only reason that he played right tackle, he's naturally a left tackle, but because he played right tackle, Tua's a left-handed quarterback. So his blind side is his right side. So I would prefer Jedrick Wills because he's a plug-and-play, play him immediately. I think you'll probably have to get rid of Solder, but I think the Giants are going to go for Tristan Wirfs because he has a higher upside and he's more athletic and faster than Jedrick Wills.
Okay, yeah, wow, that's interesting because I thought here, I mean, obviously, I don't think Chase Young would be there at 4, but if there's a distinct possibility, so they were really pass up on Isaiah Simmons, huh?
Yes.
At 4.
I like Isaiah Simmons. I think Isaiah Simmons is very versatile. He can play linebacker. He can play safety. He reminds me more of Derwin James from the LA Chargers. But the reason why I feel like they will pass on Isaiah Simmons because you have Daniel Jones, who's supposed to be your franchise quarterback. You have Saquon Barkley, who's your franchise running back, and you need to protect them. And as much as we need help on the defensive side, the fact of the matter is that you need to protect your investment. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are your 2 investments. If you can protect the offense, it masks everything on the defense. So that's why I think they're going to go offensive tackle. I think they should trade down and still get the tackle, but the Giants have a lot of needs. But I think they're going to But I think that I know Isaiah Simmons is a great talent, and I think he would be a good fit on the defense because he's so versatile. But I really think offensive tackle, especially the top 4 tackles, which is Wirfs, Jedrick Wills, Andrew Thomas, and Becton. Those are the 4 premier tackles. I really think that even if you trade down, you'll still get one of the premier tackles. And I think that, as much as great as Isaiah Simmons is, the offensive side is what you need to protect Daniel Jones.
And also, I've been seeing no one's talking about CC Ruiz from Michigan. Do you know anything about him?
Which one?
CC Ruiz. He's a tackle from Michigan.
Oh, I've heard about him. He's projected maybe late first, early second. I see a lot of mock drafts saying the Giants would get him in the second round if he's there. That would be a nice fit. They see him.
Yeah.
As a early second round pick, but he's either late first or early second. That's how I think.
Yeah, so now to Julian's team, he's a Jet fan, obviously. What do you see them doing at 11?
I think the Jets are going to go tackle. The Jets have to protect Sam Darnold on whichever tackle is there, whether it's Jedrick Wills or Andrew Thomas. I think they're going to go tackle. I get that you need weapons for Sam, but this wide receiver class is so deep.